You know what this image reminds me of? And I think it just speaks to how egotistical and how arrogant this organization has the capability of being. I respect them as ballers. I respect them as a franchise organization and everything. But man, and I have nothing against Tatum, but my God, the egos on these guys are sometimes insane. I get it. They're the champs, but this is awesome. I mean, 25-3. Tatum tells the Cavs, get the F out of here. Jaylen Brown also waves them off, and then they end up losing by 6. That's a beautiful thing to see, man. And the same energy I got from that reminds me of this. I'll make both of them. And what happened? He missed both of them, and then the Cavs obviously won in overtime a couple years ago. So it's come back to bite them in the butt a little bit, hasn't it? Obviously, last year they won the championship, but I mean, at least Grant Williams, he did own up to it. But anyway, I mean, I think it's hilarious. All the accounts are, first of all, they were posting that like the Cavs were done and everything, and then we end up coming back and winning that game by 6. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet win. Just outstanding game. The signature win of the season, easily, in my opinion. I mean, that and OKC is up there. I know OKC is obviously the higher seed in the West and the Celtics are in the East, but still, I mean, these are the champs, and that was just an incredible come from behind win on the road without Drew Holiday, yes, without Tingus Pingus, yes, whatever you want to call him. If you're a Celtic fan, I know you got so many nicknames for him, but regardless, man, I mean, a 25-3 comeback, that speaks volumes to this team and how for real they really are. Yes, they are for real. And if any doubt was left last night, I don't know. I don't know what games you're watching, but you're not watching Cleveland Cavs games. That's for sure. But how about Spida, man? This dude had 41 points. I know Tatum and Brown, Tatum rather. I know Brown had mid 30s, I believe, but 41 points, completely dominated the second half. He scored 26 after halftime in the second half. He had huge threes that just sparked the final run of the game and just closed it out. Him and Darius Garland, they went pound for pound in terms of who was going to close out. Obviously, Garland had that huge 3 to increase the lead to 6, and then obviously the Celtics, they came back and went on a quick 6-0 run because of Jaylen Brown. Tatum also had a great game, but he had 2 air balls that ended up, costing them, unfortunately. But, man, it's all about this dude. I mean, Garland showed up. The defense in particular, I thought they showed up, which I'll get into, but man, it was all about this guy last night. He's sensational, and he's a star in the Cleveland Cavs franchise right now. This is one of his best games, arguably his best game of the year, and he just went berserk on the road. I mean, he was struggling a little bit early. There were times in that 25-3, start that I didn't even realize he was on the court. That's how quiet he was, but he freaking got it together and just completely he just took it over in the second half in that building, man. So that's something you love to see. A statement win, after the last time they beat us, obviously in our place, that was a loss that just burned. I'm not gonna lie, that was our last loss as well. I mean, they're on a 9-game winning streak, but yeah, I mean that one burned. But they still, found a way to get it done, man. So all the credit in the world to this guy right here. All the credit goes to, obviously, Darius Garland and Evan Mobley. I mean, Garland had 20 points. He playmaked as the point guard of the team. Evan Mobley, he dropped 17, had the go-ahead 3 to make it 104-101 in the defense. I know that this was even mid-game, but the defense, they locked up late, and even in mid-game, I mean, they had to hold these guys, down to close out the second half, or to close out the first half even. They just did an outstanding job. I mean, they played zone. They, pretty much closed all the gaps that was remaining for Tatum, Brown, Horford, even Derek White. I mean, that was just a great defensive effort, and I'm so happy. Jared Allen had some, it wasn't, I mean, honestly, I felt like he could have got more boards, but some of those just took some unlucky bounces that just went the Celtics' way. I mean, the offensive rebounds, it just went Boston's way, so nothing you can really do there. But overall, I'm so proud of the effort that this team gave, and I'm proud that they just showed Boston hey, you can sleep, you can get bored. First of all, I've never seen a team get bored or get the benefit of they're just bored after one championship. I mean, I didn't see Denver get that last year. They're just like, oh, they're bored. They're going to skate through the East. I mean, that's just disrespectful, not only to the Cavs, to all the teams that are, kind of threats to this Boston Celtics team. I mean, don't get me wrong. They are the team to beat still. Even after this win, I still think they're the team to beat. But if you don't think that the Celtics have any threats in the Eastern Conference, albeit the Cavs, even the Bucks with Giannis and Dame and, plenty of other good teams. I mean, the Knicks, I'll throw in them, even though they've been horrendous against the Celtics this year. Like, there's so many good teams behind them. I don't think they give them enough credit. I think that my team is in particular the number one culprit of that, because I think this team is easily the best and most number one threat, to the Boston Celtics. So I don't get the whole, oh, they're just bored, they're just skating through. I mean, I think this is respectful, but it is what it is. But they sent a statement last night, and that's something that I was gonna come on here and just rip this team if they had played the way they played for 4 quarters. But they got out to a 25-3 hole, and they found the rhythm in the second half, and they kept it going, man. So all the respect in the world. But I want to talk about this Celtics just fan base and excuses that they've come up with. I mean, yes, no Kristaps Porzingis, no Drew Holiday. They weren't there during the opening 25-3 run. They weren't there when you still picked them to win. You looked at these two rosters, and I'm sure majority of Celtic Nation, they picked the Celtics to win this game in spite of those 2 injuries. So how is it an excuse when you lose this game? This is a statement win, and yeah, okay, I mean, if Drew and Tingis would have made you hold on to a 25-3 lead, I mean, so be it, but you got off to that lead, and I'm not saying they won't be difference makers. They sure as hell would, but a lot of things have to go wrong for us also, for us to be in that hole to begin with. And it just, we fought back, and I think you're going to see a better Cavs team the next time you play them, because the chemistry is only going to get better. DeAndre Hunter's going to be knowing his role even more. So it ain't, I totally get the health excuse and everything, but you're not going to see our best until the playoffs either. I mean, you're going to see just a complete chemistry development, and you're going to see a lot better pieces fit in. So, I mean, honestly, I'm going to take this win, and I think that it's a good win psychologically for this team, and just like sending a message to the defending champions on the road. You can't not be excited if you're a Cavs fan, man. So I'm super hyped. I am ready for freaking just the playoffs. I mean, they already clinched a spot, but man, I really want this team to play them in the playoffs if it's a later round. I mean, it'd be a great series, I think. I mean, props to both teams. I mean, they put on a show. All the respect in the world for the Celtics, but obviously I still don't like them, as a rival. And, they're just they talk a lot. I will say that. They talk a lot, but couldn't back it up yesterday. And so be it. But yeah, I'm tired of the excuses. I mean, a win is a win. You should have held on to a 25-3 lead if you didn't want Cavs fans coming on here and talking about it, but so be it. I'll take it. But how about the Cavs, man? 9 straight wins. They proved that they can beat anybody in this NBA, West or East side. Boston, I love our chances in the playoffs, because I think it'll go the distance, but I think that we have a really good chance to beat this Boston Celtics team. But as I said, Boston's still the team to beat. They're the champs, and I think until we knock them off, nothing's going to change. But 9 straight wins. We just beat them in the regular season game. Job's not finished, as always. We know that. Cleveland, this is for you, man. What a win last night. Donovan Mitchell put on an absolute show. And let's just keep it going, man. But we beat the Boston Celtics to tie the season series 2-2. Send them a message right before the playoffs begin. And let's freaking go on an extended winning streak, even longer than 9 games. And I can't wait to see what this team does, man. This is going to be a fun playoffs. I think this team has something really left in the tank to do something special. But anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Go Cavs as always. I will see you guys next time. And screw the Celtics, man.